All right, guys, welcome back. My name is Ray.
Hi guys, my name is Dora. We thank y'all for joining us. And right now, today was really cloudy, very nice. I didn't have to bump up the AC until Ray came in.
I'm just a hot person, so I mean, it's like that. I know everyone in the office is saying that it's cold. Everyone's wearing jackets. I'm not sure why, but that's what they're doing. Uh, I just I rarely
I
wear a
wasn't
jacket.
cold. I wasn't cold or hot today,
Mhm.
so that was yeah. So I know the weather is changing.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. And I know you see the title, Erika Kirk, Something Isn't Right. And there are people out there getting a lot of backlash from people that are just with their feelings. And what do I mean? I've heard people just getting onto people and yelling at people and telling people leave the widow alone. And that's the sad part is us that are able to see, us that are not operating by our feelings and are willing to take a step back and look around and see what's happening and look at what people's actions are and trying to warn the other people, they get upset at you. We are seeing that at every angle that you can think of looking. And what do I mean? Just think of it as somebody is telling you, look, don't do that deal because I know I've had that experience. I've been there. Don't do it. I'm trying to save you the headache, trying to save you the stress, the have to starting over and so on. Different avenues and things that will happen by making a deal that you shouldn't do. Well, when those people warn those that have the experience to not to do it, and those people say, you know what, no, I'm going to do it. You just don't want to be successful. You don't want me to make it. You're and different reasons why they would say no, and then they end up doing it, and then later on they're upset because you should have warned them harder.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're upset because they're saying, well, you should have told me in a different way. They're upset and make excuses as, oh, you should have been more friendly, or you should have said it in a different manner. You should have, what you did is you made me angry, so that's why I went in and did it just to show you and look at me now. No. Well, we're trying to tell people, look, that mass deception is here, and it's only going to get greater. It's only going to get greater with the technology that we have. And there's going to be things on social media that you're not even going to know if it's real or not.
Right.
And we're going to share some videos with you and some articles, and I really want you to pay attention to it. It's not an attack. It's a way for people to wake up and see what is happening. It is hard. I mean, it is hard. It really is hard to be awake. You may say, well, why is that? Because you're watching everyone else being deceived. You're watching everyone else just going with the crowd. You're trying to scream and yell and wake them up and say, take a step back. You're being deceived right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they just go on about their business doing it. So let me go ahead and get started and let's get some of this stuff out there so you can see it. Because there is a lot out there. And there's going to be a lot more exposure. And not just in this part, but in everything. There's going to be exposure on false teachers, false prophets, on media outlets that are out there, on YouTubers, on podcasters, whatever name and title that they hold. There's going to be exposure. You're going to get to see things that you thought you were following somebody that was true, that kind of put a suit on, to do a video and then took the suit off and acted a different way. That's not saying that they're actually changing clothing, but that they're changing their attitude, their appearance, their demeanor, the way they look, and so on to present to you something that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see all that exposure. So where do we start? Let me see. Let's start with number 4. You give me number 4. And this is an important one because as we move forward, you're going to, again, it's going to be difficult to see which is real and which isn't. And I'll tell you one thing for sure, don't follow the crowd. Take a step back and view everything. Ask yourself questions.
Although, are we really together? Are we all together in this room?
Are we? I feel like we're connected in some way, but maybe.
For anyone watching, can you guess which one of us isn't really here? Welcome back!
I'm the one in Lawson.
And I love being together, although.
See it? It's like they are making fun of people, telling people, look, we've been doing this. We can do this. Trying to tell people, look, during the Truman Show, think about that. If you've ever seen the Truman Show, which it's Jim Carrey on there, and they're actually, it's his life that they're watching. Everyone's in on it except him.
Yes.
People, we got to see what's going on.
And unfortunately, what's going to happen is that, they're going to make it seem like it's, it's normal for them to be live somewhere, but really not there. So they're just going to start using it for anything. And to the point where, at least right now, they're telling you, they're kind of saying, hey, who's real, who's not, kind of joking around and playing with it. But later on, it's just going to be a thing. Nobody's going, there's no need to tell you because everybody's going to be doing it.
So think about it. On that set that you saw 3 of them, not just those 3 were in on it. Everyone around there was in on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole audience, everything.
Everyone. All the employees, everyone was involved in it. So think about it. Anytime an incident happens, a mass incident, everyone that is there present, whether it's a security team, whether it's an employee, whether it's the cameraman, whether it's the cleanup crew, whether it's the people that are staging it up before the event, whether it's the news media that's covering it, whether it's all the individuals that are covering it and doing an investigation, they're all in on it. And you may say, well, how do you know that all the investigators are in it? Because a true investigator would have continued asking questions saying, wait a minute, there's all these loopholes, there's all these red flags. This doesn't make sense. And I have to make a public statement and let people know, because this is my name on this report, that there's a lot of red flags, that there is no cooperation at this point. I hope you understand what I'm telling you. On that incident with Charlie Kirk, let's just go straight there and I'll go ahead and explain it. When that happened, when he so-called got shot, let's say it was real. Let's go with that. Let's say it was real. As a law enforcement, this is what happened right at the beginning. The first officer on scene would have secured the area, would have taped it off. The second officer would have helped them, and so on. They would have taped it off. No one would have been able to take anything down, remove anything from the area. That scene would have been larger than just that area where he was sitting. It would have expanded further up to the audience, and it would have covered all the other buildings. But the main area where it happened, it would have been taped up. Every person that entered the tape area of the scene, they would have had to document them, full name, rank, what agency they work with. It didn't matter if it was a different agency. Everyone was going to be documented. If you arrived on scene and didn't enter that tape area, you weren't documented on the paperwork, but you were documented as arriving on the scene. So they would have had everyone on there that arrived, that actually entered the scene, that scene would have stayed there even up to days. What do I say for days? Reason, especially it being a high profile person, it would have to be in there for days. You know why? Okay. The first investigation gets everything that they're able to get. Photographs, uh, they can collect all that for DNA. They have to reconstruct the scene. Yeah, do you understand that? They have to reconstruct the scene. So everything stays there, and now they're going to have to start paying attention. Where did it come from? We need to get officers in different locations, detectives, which will be investigators. We need to get them on different buildings to get different angles, to get different photographs. So you see how long that scene will stay? It would be for days. And as soon as the night shift, it came dark, they would close, the officers will stay there on scene to protect that scene area, that area. So no one enters there, no one takes anything away, and they're going to stay there overnight. A minimum of 2 officers will stay there.
Yeah, because there's an investigation going on.
That's for if for a smaller case it happens, it stays there for several hours. This was all picked up. There's a lot of questions. Why was it picked up? What were they hiding? Let's keep going and you'll see. Let's go. If you can give me the photos, let's go with the photos first. I want you to see these photos, and then we're going to get into. I want to share an article with you, and then we'll get into some videos. This is another thing to think about. This is a spouse that so-called was killed, and I'll put it in quotation marks. Because for a woman to lose her husband, especially in a tragic event like that, she will be scarred and not be able to do interviews, will not be able to be out there laughing, will not be able to do her show or Kirk's show. And we're going to show you that. And there's some things that she says in there that are red flags, and it's hard. It really is hard to wake people up. It's like, I can't believe you can't see what they're telling you. So I want you to see those photos that I have, and you're going to see symbols. You're going to see signs that they're doing. And I know people, so on this one, this is the fact checker. So if you was to type in Erika Kirk banned from Romania and so on, if you type that in, and you're going to see, this is fact checkers. Fact check. No evidence Erika Kirk's Romanian and Angels Evangelical Ministry was banned from there. Think about that. And what have we learned? Anytime Facebook, Google, social media platforms do a fact check, that means it's the truth. It doesn't matter if it's a ministry, it doesn't matter if it's a pastor, evangelist, and immediately is trying to do a fact check. It's the truth that's out there, and they don't want you to know about it. Right. Think about this. They're all over this saying, wait a minute, that's not true. They fact checked it. Anytime they fact check, it is true. They're trying to hide it from you. Let me show the other couple photos, and then we're going to get to the article, and I'm going to show you the article. So why are they throwing these signs? Baphomet signs, demonic signs, the occult. And they're throwing these signs out. And people will fight you and argue because it's about their feelings. Their feelings are being hurt and they don't want you to know. So if you can give me number 1, I'm going to show you the article. Understand that she was 23 years old when she received $25 million. Think about that. How could a 23-year-old receive $25 million, and for what reason? Why is somebody paying her $25 million? People forgot that she's an actress. Yeah. So what do actors do? Act. Is Erika Kirk banned from Romania? Here's the truth as her Romanian charity faces online scrutiny. This was, I believe, in the 25th or 22nd written. So as you see, I was trying to read it, so if you give me a second. In the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination, unveiled claims, unverified claims on social media have alleged that his wife, Erika Kirk, was banned from Romania after her Romanian charity, Romanian Angels, was linked to child trafficking before joining Turning Point USA. Erika ran a nonprofit called Everyday Heroes Like You, which operated a program known as Romanian Angels in Constanta, Romania. The initiative was known for organizing activities like a Christmas wish list for local children. Another article says that it was not child trafficking, but child organs. Yeah. So as you see, Erika Kirk once ran a charity organized in Romania that was accused of child trafficking. Romanian Angels allegedly pipeline kids to private in the UK and Israel. So if we can go some more. If you can do a lot of research on your own, and you're going to see there's a lot of red flags all over this. And I'm not talking about the article, red flags on her organization. All the above claims are unsubstantiated, including the rumor that Erika was banned from Romania. No wrongdoing has been confirmed by official investigation, charges, or government statements from either Romanian or the U.S. State Department. There is no confirmation about a ban against Erika or her nonprofit. The claim appears to be based on rumors and speculations and not verified facts. Understand, anytime there is this that goes on, how often do we see big celebrities, government officials, people in that stature ever get convicted or get charged? It's usually squashed pretty quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Erika became the CEO of Turning Point after her husband's death on September 10th. Charlie, 31, was allegedly shot dead by Tyler Robinson. Look at that. Allegedly shot dead by Tyler Robinson on September 10th. I want you to keep that date in mind, September 10th, 9/10, during an appearance at a campus event in Utah. The shooting happened around 12:20 p.m. local time during a student Q&A at the UVU in Orem. Okay. So, keep going a little bit more. Okay, keep that date. Now, let me show you something. You give me number 3. And start doing your research, and you can find that she's an actress. She's also a casting director. Think about that. This is Hollywood. They're involved in a lot of the occult stuff. If they're an actor, then they can act, right? They have experience in acting.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to see, this is a music video that she was in, of course, years ago. But I want you to look at the numbers that are on there on the video. The occult does things intentional. It's like, I'm going to put it in your face, and there's nothing you're going to do about it. I'm going to put it in your face, and you're still going to deny that it exists. I'm going to tell you what I'm about to do, and you're not going to believe it. So we'll play this, but of course we're going to mute it just because we don't want, of course, YouTube to hurry up and say that we're using the music video, the music itself, and so on. But
I'm sure everybody's.
Already seen it. Everybody's watched it. But you see, she's swinging, and there's 9-10, and then there's 10-10. 9-10 is when Charlie Kirk was supposedly shot, and I'm gonna keep saying it's supposedly shot because I don't believe it. And then there's that 10-10. What's going to happen for the 10-10? Think about that. There was speculation of what's going to happen 10-10, but I won't say here on YouTube because I know how YouTube is. So I want to share that with you. Just think about that. 9-10 and 10-10. Now, can you give me this other one? Number 6. Now, I'm going to let this guy explain to you what he thinks, or he just trying to show you what's going on here as well. It's just a lot of us are trying to wake up the masses. A lot of us are trying to tell the people, wait a minute, there is an agenda and there's a setup going on right now. And we're going to play another video where she plainly tells you right off the bat. Out of her own mouth, she's telling you what they're going to do. Now, does he talk over it? Okay, we won't play this one just because of that as well. Okay. Now, let me get you the video then. If you can get me number 2 then. And we're just going to play clips from her speaking. And I want you to listen to what she is saying. And I want you to listen to how much she laughs and smiles. Keep in mind, her husband was supposedly shot and killed, supposedly, a few weeks ago. And here she is laughing and smiling. Some people say, people grieve a certain way. No, stop. Stop with that nonsense. Your spouse was apparently killed in a tragic event. If a family member and someone is preparing for their family member to pass away because they have a sickness, a disease, cancer, and so on, and they're preparing for it, even after they pass away, they are still grieving, even though they were expecting that person to pass away.
Right. Even though they made all the arrangements ahead of time, I'm sure they, said goodbyes.
They're trying to prepare you.
Right. They're preparing. They're still in mourning months afterwards.
Imagine your spouse was brutally taken out in front of everyone. You think within a few weeks you're going to be here laughing and smiling and making jokes and telling people, this is what I'm about to do to all of you guys. Yes, you're going to see that. I'll come back and explain. Go ahead.
Discern properly how to go about the next few stages and steps of everything. And we've been very intentional in a way that always keeps Charlie first and his dreams alive and his legacy going. And what's so beautiful is to see all of you step in and do that. And so part of the reason why I agreed to come on, because this is not going to be a forever thing of me being on hosting the show, was because I gave assurance to people that Turning Point USA is continuing, and it is. I mean, we are so blessed to have more work than we even could ever dream of. I mean, it's beautiful, and Turning Point Action, full steam ahead, so powerful. All of the other programs within Turning Point USA, everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone has their marching orders, and the show, when we talked about this, became very intimate for me because I was there from the beginning of all of it.
Mhm.
And I'll never forget 2020 when literally the world stood still. And Charlie and I would go hiking every morning. And we would just talk about what life, the crazy things going on. And we came home from one of our hikes that season, and my mom pulled him aside in the kitchen and she goes, honey, they had a very good relationship. My mom and Charlie were best friends. We joked around that. I know. We joked around that he was the favorite child, but she loved him, still loves him. And she said, you know what, honey? She said, God has blessed you with an amazing voice, and you will be the Rush Limbaugh of your generation.
Mhm.
And 2 days later, you and him engaged in conversations
Yeah.
about the show
Mm.
and about the podcast.
Well, it was, hey, we're going to be doing about 5 more episodes a week now.
No,
Yeah.
I know you guys have said that so many times, but I can vouch for that because there were times where he would forward me some of the emails that he would get, and he wouldn't even say anything. He would just forward the email.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it was almost like an extended form of family where you guys were the pulse point of, and the connection point of Turning Point USA, TP Action, the Charlie Kirk Show. It was a triple threat. And the audience was the master and main component of that, because Charlie and the Charlie Kirk Show is not just a show.
Yeah.
It has a movement attached to it. It has the youth movement attached to it. And so for Charlie, the audience was a barometer of what do we need to be focusing on? The audience is brilliant. How many times did a listener send in something and say, hey, this is going on. You need to dig deeper in this or check
Yeah.
this out. And Charlie's
do.
show became and still is, and I'm going to get there in a second, but Charlie's show became the North Star for freedom of speech, but in a way where when he spoke and whatever came across his desk or whatever he put on the air was right.
Yes.
It wasn't inflated. It wasn't awkwardly optimistic that had no leverage behind it. It was the gold
It
standard.
was grounded in the
Extremely
collective
grounded.
wisdom of the audience.
But
Yeah.
not only that, he had a team, still does, all of you, that was the sounding board of that. And collectively, each one of you are a piece of his brain. I know we've talked about this. Blake, economics, foreign policy. Andrew, pretty much a lot of stuff. Mikey, humor, Christianity,
Youth
sports,
socials,
youth social, pop
yeah.
culture was Daisy. Like everyone has a piece of his brain that still lives on.
Yeah.
And so what I'm getting at here is the Charlie Kirk Show is not going anywhere. My husband's voice will live on. The show will go on. We will have rotating hosts,
Yeah.
rotating casts,
Yeah.
rotating people coming
We've got
on.
some great people next week. already lined up.
Unbelievable. We
I
will
love
have
it.
consistency. The members only group will continue to go on. All of his socials that
so
God
good.
has blessed us with, the people who follow those socials will go on. Nothing is changing. But I want to preface, we're not awkward. We're not like weird.
Cringy.
We're not cringe. We're not going to be tweeting as if it's him. That's tone deaf and really disturbing. And anyone who does that's like morbidly off.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening. What's happening is the team is keeping this alive because we have Charlie in each and every one of us.
Yes.
And it is going to be continually the North Star of the conservative movement, of the voice of the youth, of the voice of the base, and that will not end. And the members only will continue to grow, and that will be the tight-knit network of family members that supported and loved Charlie and the team. And that's what it is. It's a family and a team. And this is not going anywhere. It's just not. We need to be able to have people have a show where they can ask questions. Hey, I'm up against this. What would Charlie say? And we play a clip of what
Yeah.
Charlie said a month ago, a year ago. We have decades worth of my husband's voice. We have unused material from speeches that he's had that
Yes.
no one has heard yet. We have Sunday specials lined up to the brim because my husband was so
Yes.
intentional about making sure that there was enough content. Always.
Yeah. He made sure we recorded everything.
Everything.
He would not do a speech unless we could get the video and the
100%. So we have speeches that no one's heard of. We have interviews that no one's heard
Yep.
of. We have stuff from Korea and Japan that
Yep.
no one's heard of.
Podcasts.
So, I mean, in the words of my husband, buckle up, because there is a lot of content to be had. And we have so many amazing things down the pipeline that we are working on currently that will
unveil in due time.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
And so,
and by the way, those are things Charlie himself
that he wanted.
He wanted. We were working on some big things, right up until the end, and we've talked
plan moving past 2030 that he's shared with the team and has implemented. So we're not going anywhere.
We have the blueprints.
We have the blueprints. We have our marching orders, and we are just remaining humble and grateful to God, and we're remaining just stewards to what God has blessed us with. And I know Charlie's going to continue to guide us, and the Lord will continue to guide us. And I just wanted to let everyone know that this is far beyond any of us sitting in these chairs. This has nothing to do with us. It never will. The glory all to God on that front.
Amen.
And I just am excited. It's weird to say excited, but it's also very surreal to say it, because I know that God will use all of this in a way that will glorify him, further Charlie's legacy. And Charlie's up in heaven just
he's rooting us on. I know that.
He's so rooting us on.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
I want to
Okay. So as I said at the very beginning, I have some notes here that I'm gonna go back to what she was saying. I know some people are upset and saying y'all need to leave that. No, people, you gotta wake up. When my brother passed away 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, it took me, I would say maybe a year or a little bit more than a year before I was comfortable talking about him, bringing his name up. Think about that. That's my brother, not my spouse. And he died from a heart attack. Now, you have somebody hit her husband supposedly, and I put in quotation marks, huge quotation marks, was killed tragically in front of millions of people. And here she is laughing, smiling, having a good time, talking about how excited she is. And she's actually in front of people doing this. No. My sister-in-law, she couldn't even speak. In fact, I was reading some people's comments, and there was women that were talking about my spouse passed away and not couldn't speak for months. Some of them said I couldn't even be seen in public for months.
Well, and right there, talking about the public, I mean, they are doing a good job as in makeup and wardrobe right now to kind of tone her down a little bit. Because as you can tell, she's in black still, and there's really hardly any makeup on her. Her hair is like all just on her face, and it's very natural. They're trying to keep her as natural and trying to, tone her down a little bit more.
Not be so loud?
Not to be so loud. On that, what you just pointed out.
And look what she said. This is a youth movement. I'm warning people, listen up. This is a new agenda, a new cult, a new fake Christianity. I'm telling you. They're about to lead people. Look, she said marching orders. And she said that 3 to 4 times. Everyone has their marching orders. Who talks like that? Government?
Mm-hmm.
I was in the military. The government speaks like that. Everybody has their marching orders. Now go get it done. She talked about, I'm going to be the next Rush Limbaugh. That's what they said. She keeps referring to Charlie Kirk as the North Star.
Mhm.
Think about that. She said it multiple times. She also said, we're going to have the audience ask questions and then we're going to respond and say, what would Charlie say? Seriously? Isn't that leading people to man worship? Instead of saying, what does the Bible say? A true Christian will say immediately, okay, what does Jesus say? What does the Word of God say? Not what does Charlie say. She also said, there's a lot of unused material. There's a lot of speeches that no one has ever heard of. Okay? That should bring a red flag to everyone. A red flag to everyone. What are they going to do? Is it going to be AI generated? Or is he really out in the basement with Einstein and other people that so-called were killed?
Whatever island that
Yeah.
was.
Is he out there doing
Right.
other shows and so on and then broadcasting them later? Or are they actually going to AI generate all this so they can continue to have man worship? People, these should be red flags for people. See, it's like let's just say if something tragically happened to somebody that was a good person to lead a good example. Say it was a good minister that followed the Lord and he always said, no, we're going to turn to Jesus and so on. Okay? And they say, yeah, we have material of this person and we're going to bring it out. It should bring out directly to following Jesus, not to the person. They're telling you speeches no one heard of. They have a lot of unused material.
Mhm.
What is their agenda? Where are they going to lead the people? She said, people have, we have the blueprints and everyone has their marching orders. She said that together. She also said, this is far beyond us. Who's actually pulling the strings?
Mhm.
If we know anything right now, if we are awake, we know there are people behind closed doors pulling the strings.
Yes.
I'm telling you, something major is about to happen. Keep the date of October 10th. They have 10/10. They flashed it right in front of everybody's face. October 10th. Just remember that. Not to be walking in fear or freaking out or anything.
Yeah.
But pay attention.
Mhm.
Pay attention.
Yeah, and that to me, her saying that they have so much more content than nobody's ever heard. I mean, how do we know that?
She said it up to 2030. Why they keep saying 2030? Remember who else says 2030?
Right. Yeah.
Think about
They
it.
said they had enough content. I was like, who does that? Like, how is that possible? It's like, how is that possible that you have that much content to 2030? We're 2025.
But you go in there and you read those comments, and it's awful how people are led right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share a couple more videos with you, or an article in the video. If you can get me number 7. And I know people think, well, this is not real. This is not, or they don't believe that the occult is that dark, or that Hollywood's that dark, or the music industry is that dark. Understand, God said Satan is the god of this world.
Mm-hmm.
So listen to this one.
She was in the music industry, though. She had this odd experience where her producer told her that if she wanted to make it to the next level, she would have to sell her soul. At that very moment, nothing actually happened. But then she tells us a few months later, while she was sleeping, she was actually approached by the devil, who made an offer to her. She says that the devil took her into this dream state place where she felt like she had left Earth. And the devil told her that he would give her everything she wanted. All she had to do was sell her soul.
She with a producer who's worked with everyone. I mean, to name a few, Destiny's Child and Michael Jackson were his biggest artists that he's worked with. So he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
And we're in a session one day and we take a break. And he's like, let's go for a walk. Now, this studio was in the basement of a hotel in Miami, and the hotel was under renovations. So we're walking around the suites and we're away from everybody else. And he was a good guy, like nothing weird, but he's like, so let me say something. You know that if you sold your soul to the devil, you can have instant fame tomorrow? As soon as my head hit the pillow and my eyes closed, I was somewhere else. The sun, this being starts to come in focus, and he's huge, and it's the silhouette of this being, and he's just moving towards me. And I'm looking, he's huge in appearance. And I just knew this was God initially. This is a supernatural being. So I'm looking and I'm like, God? Or no, I said, Lord. And he said, no, you know who this is. Satan. I'm just going to call it who it is because I didn't know any other demons. And he said, shut up. You worship me. I will give you all these things. Oh my gosh, I still feel it.
While she was in the music industry, though, she had this odd experience.
If you ever listen to someone telling a story and you can tell the impact it did to them for that experience. And as you can hear her nervousness, her speed, her demeanor, everything is there to tell you that she's still freaked out to tell you the story. It's a true story. It happened. That's what she's trying. I mean, she's so freaked out about it. And people still don't understand that the spiritual realm is real. So if this is real, that these people are selling us, which we know, but selling their souls, doing deals with the devil, with demons, what do you think they have to do? What do you think they have to fulfill their obligation in order to receive this stuff? Think about it. For Erika Kirk to receive $25 million at age 23, what did she do? Think about that. There's another video of Erika Kirk actually talking about how her mom was involved in the government deals. Let me share one more article with you if you can give me number 5. So if you are a believer, you are a follower of Jesus Christ, you are born again, then you understand this part right here. You understand that this is going to have to go all around the world. Because the Bible clearly says in Revelation chapter 13. See, tourists heading to Europe will be required to have their fingerprints and facial images scanned starting next month. Think about that. Tourists heading to Europe will be required to have their fingerprints and facial images scanned. It's going to happen. We are getting closer. All I can say is get ready and get prepared. So guys, don't believe everything that you see that's going on out there. Especially what just happened here recently with Charlie Kirk, Erika Kirk. There's a larger agenda out there. And the sad part is I used to listen to the Blaze, to the podcasters of the Blaze, because it was some information that I was getting from. But here recently, they are pushing people to choose a side. Are you going to believe and follow Charlie Kirk? Yeah, it's all over Facebook, all over social media. They keep pushing that. So are they part of the agenda? Are they involved in it? Or are they that ignorant that they don't know, that they can't see it? They have to choose which one they are. Are they ignorant and not knowing and ignorantly leading people astray? Or are they intentionally doing it? Those are the only two options.
Right.
And those are the true two options that they have. Because if they're ignorant, they can repent from it and say, wait a minute, I need to wake up and get away from this. Or are they really intentionally sending and leading people astray to help with the agenda that's going on? So this is time that we all have to be awake. We have to pay attention, not do anything by feeling, and take a step back and ask questions.
Yes, that is right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on the next video.